Hello, students. Welcome back to your virtual classes. I hope you had a good, refreshing time during your holidays. Resuming the sessions, the online sessions for teaching. Today, we will be taking up determiners, page 214. It's in continuity with the subparts that we had learned before the summer break. The topic of the day is distributives under the topic determiners. Distributives as such, children, are the words which refer to a group or an individual within a group besides indicating the amount or number. Actually, the words which you will find here in dark blue, these words you have used a number of times. So learning this topic won't be very difficult because the usage you already know. There are some peculiarities or some particular points which you need to keep in mind, and as we will be taking up the topic, those peculiarities or those particularities will be clear to you. As you can see the word all, as you can see the word both, this you have been reading and using a good number of times while speaking in English or while writing or while reading. So here we start with the topic. Distributives, as I said, are the words which not only indicate amount or number, but they are used to refer to a group or an individual within a group. Either it includes, if you use the word like all, it will include everybody, and if you use the word each or every, here every or each or one, then it will be including only that particular person or stressing or emphasizing to that particular person or a thing. So without much ado, let's start with the topic. Here is the use of word all. Now all means whole. If you speak in meaning of the word, in terms of meaning of the word, and you all know the usage also. All can be used before a countable noun or an uncountable noun, and it indicates that you are referring to a group. It could be a group of any thing, people, things, or animals, or anything. It can be any group. For example, here it goes, all the boys, we're talking about human beings. All the money, we're talking about the thing money. So all is used before a countable and an uncountable noun. All can also be used as a pronoun, as in the case all that glitters is not gold. It is an idiom. All that glitters is not gold means everything that shines is not gold, and it has a symbolic meaning too. Something with that looks attractive doesn't mean that it will be worthwhile. Next comes the use of both. Both refers to if two people or two things or two nouns are there, both is used for what is it is used for? It is used in the sense of one and the other. It takes a plural verb and can be used alone or followed by a noun. For example, both won a prize. We are referring to two boys. You may skip the words like the noun like boys here, and it is a matter of usage, how you are using and what the situation is. It could also mean both the players, it could also mean both the girls, but the point you have to remember is that both means, if you are talking about two people, two groups, then both means both of them, either of them. As you can see here, both is used in the sense of one and the other. Means you're talking about two people, two groups, two individual, two anything, it could be two nouns, it could be, and you're using the words referring to either of them. Next, both can be used after a personal pronoun, such as in the case we dash went to congratulate, we both went to congratulate them. And here you can see the noun is missing here after both. So here goes the first rule, that it can be used alone or followed by a noun. But as we have a pronoun in the beginning, there is no need of noun here. Next, both and, actually it is a conjunction also, a joining word. Both is also used with and, indicates a combination of two adjectives, nouns, verbs, etc. For example, if I say both my mom and dad, okay, I can use both my sister and brother. So it refers to nouns also, it refers to verbs also, it can refer to any adjective, to adjectives also, and the like. So many things. It could be an adverb also, it could be many other things here. It was both hot and humid. We're talking about the weather and we have joined hot and humid using the words both and. He is both a producer and a director. He both produces, here we are adding verbs, produces, he both produces and directs. Produces and directs is a verb, films. Next comes the use of word one. Now this word again you have been using it a good number of times. One is used to or used in an emphatic sense. Emphatic sense means you are stressing on that particular thing which you are talking about, and in that case you will not be using a or an. Actually a or an is used in general sense. If I say I like an apple, so it's in general sense. But if I say I like to eat the apple, I like to eat the apple, the one that is on the table, or that the one which is red. So I am specifying, I am emphasizing which kind of apple that is particularly red. That one is my favorite, or you can say that one is the one which I like. So it is a case of emphasizing. When you need to emphasize something, we use the word one. Look at the example. We had dash case which dragged on for a couple of years. We're talking about a case in the court. So we had one case. You are specifying, you are emphasizing that particular case which was dragged on for many years. Then dash woman novelist wrote that she was criticized by her rivals all the time. So again we are stressing on the novelist, who is a woman there, and she has particularly, then that description about her work is there. So one woman novelist. So one, always remember that one is used in place of a or an when you need to emphasize a particular noun or a particular thing, you can see. Again, here is a note. Here is a note that reads, as a pronoun, one should be followed by appropriate case of one. Appropriate case of one here in sense of pronoun only means that it should have an apostrophe s if we are using in this sense. Supposingly dash should do dash duty, it can be you should do your duty, it can be anything. But in case you are using the word one, it should not be followed by his or her, something like that. It should be followed by appropriate case of one, that is ones with apostrophe s there. Next comes the use of each and every. Again, as I said, one is used for emphasizing in an emphatic sense. Same way, both the words each and every means the same. There may be sentences in which both these words fix as the correct answer. But again, the difference between these two is that each emphasizes the individual or the noun or the subject you are talking about, but every does not emphasize the individual. I hope you got it. Where you need to emphasize something, there in that case you will use each. And every is used to talk about all the individuals in the group. Again, each is also, the usage is same for both. They both tell you about all the individuals in the group, but each emphasizes everyone in the group. However, every is used in the general sense. Look at the example. This will make you clear what I have said. Dash woman was gifted a flower. Now we are specifying, we are emphasizing that none of the women in the group was left without being gifted a flower. So the use of the word is each here. And next, dash woman must be respected. We are talking about a general sense that every woman should be respected. It is in general sense. You can also take it that when you speak something about someone in a general sense, you generalize it. That time we use every. But if you are stressing on that point and you feel the need of emphasizing it, then you will be using each. However, as I said earlier also, both these words are apt for a particular, maybe apt for a particular sentence. So there is no hard and fast rule. If you can make out from the sentence that the sentence is emphasizing something, use each, and if the sentence is in general sense, then use every. However, another peculiarity, as I said in the beginning, there are some particular or some minute things which you have to keep in mind about the words which are mentioned here, that each and every are used before singular nouns. They do not take plural nouns with them, but each can be used with plural nouns, as in the case of each of. If you are using the word each of, then you will have a plural noun after it. Otherwise, both these words take only singular nouns. Moving on with the topic further, we have the use of neither, either. Neither is used with nor, and either is used with or. You have done the use of these words as conjunctions in class 6. So neither is, the basic difference is neither is used in a negative sense and either is used in a positive sense. And the usage is the same for both. The minute difference or the particular difference which you have to keep in mind is that neither is negative in sense and either is positive in sense. And another important thing is that neither is followed by nor and either is followed by or. Either is combined with or means it is followed by or. So when you are using it in a positive sense, it all again depends upon what the sentence is stressing on. For example, dash of them knows the answer, and you want to stress that none of them is aware of the or knows the answer. So the word used will be neither. It can be without nor depending upon the sentence, and sometimes both the words are used together. Actually, it is a conjunction which is used in combination with neither nor. Same is the case with either or. It refers to any one of two, and this neither refers to not one and not the other, neither of them. So any of the two means unme se ek, that is a positive sense, and neither means not one and not the other means दोनों में से एक भी नहीं. That is why this is called a negative word and this is used in positive sense. Next is the words are the words another and other. I will be taking it in combination because usually children get confused whether to use another or other. So I have written here usually confused. So what children, I suppose you have not opened your books. If yes, then if you've opened the books, please close them. Listen to what I speak and watch the video, and later on only in the second go open your books and mark the important things which you feel like. Please, for the first time, only listen and watch. Another is used with singular countable nouns to talk about an additional person or thing of the same type. Now another and other words seem to be sound to be holding us a same meaning, but again there is a minute difference between the two. Another means in addition to something, and other means entirely the different thing or a different object or a different noun. So let's read what is it. Another is used with singular countable nouns to talk about an additional person or thing of the same type as has already been mentioned. And other is used with plural nouns. Here it was singular noun and here it is singular plural nouns, or sometimes with uncountable nouns also. Uncountable nouns to indicate option, whether this or that. But again, the wider, or you can say the apparent difference is this shows in addition to something and this is in choice. This is other is always used to show choice. It's written here to indicate option, and it is mostly used with plural nouns. Remember this, it holds plural nouns after it. Let's take up the example. Could I have dash cup of coffee? Now let me try fixing other. Could I have other cup of coffee? No, you already had one cup and you want to have a similar kind or the same tea again. That is how the word that will be used is another. Five officials were sacked and dash 4 arrested. Out of a group of 5 plus 4 makes 9. So 9 people, 5 were sacked means they were thrown out of their job, and the rest of the 4 were arrested. Why we have used another? Because we are talking about some, you can say, miscreants or some corrupt officers there. So they are the part of a group, and that is how they are in addition to these people. Dash people must have. Now if I try to fix another people, it sounds abrupt, it's a wrong usage, so promptly the answer comes other. Dash people must have thought like this, other people must have thought like this. It is not another, it cannot be another because it is not addition to these people, it is used in some other sense. Moreover, the word people is plural here, so we will be using other. Children, if you are tired of listening to what I have been teaching, because it's been 17 minutes already, 17 plus minutes, so you may take a break, pause the video, rest for a while, close your eyes, or you may roam around in your room and then again resume it. But don't leave the topic to be done, covered tomorrow. Please complete the session today itself, so that you do not make hurry-burry kind of action there later on when I ask for your PDF of the homework or something like that. Kindly complete the work which is done on a particular day, that very day. Although you are at an ease to take up the session anytime you want, but please do it on the same day when it is being done by the teacher. I'm not talking about my subject, I'm talking about other subjects as well. Otherwise it will be piling up, nothing else will happen, it will keep piling up there and you will be in a problem later on. So you will take a rest for a while and then resume the session. Next is the use of words enough, most, several. Now you are very much familiar with these words. Most means almost all in the group, leaving one or two. Enough means sufficient quantity or sufficient number that particular moment. You can say whatever if I say I won't explain you because there's nothing much to explain. These usage you already know. However, whatever is important that I have underlined here, and whatever is different which you do not know, that you can say the grammatical or the language terms or the words which I have used to explain, that I will be simplifying. So enough means sufficient. So let's take the example. It had dash room to store all the information. Enough room means there was sufficient space in that. Maybe that room, do not take it the literal meaning the room within which you are sitting. Actually this room means space. It could be a pen drive, it could be a hard drive, it could be a disk, anything, it could be a CD. It had enough room to store all the information. So room is not the literal meaning of the room you will find in the dictionary. Room also means space. They were not getting dash guest, enough guest. I cannot fix most guests, I cannot fix here several guests. They were not getting dash guests means as many they had invited, that many or the sufficient number of guests were not present there. Most indicates nearly all of a group or amount. As you can see here, most people, most farmers. Read the sentence further later on. I'll not take much of the time because again it will go above your heads if I can take up your more time to explain these examples also. Just remember that most means all of a group or amount. Amount refers to money or it could be any quantity there. Several usually indicates an imprecise number. Imprecise means you're not certain about that number. Imprecise means, precise means specific, and imprecise is the opposite of precise. Number that is not very large but is more than 2. So then the group or the quantity or the you can say number you are going to include here is more than 2. However 3, it does not, even 3 doesn't mean several. So when you feel it is more than sufficient, you can use the word several, especially for the countable nouns. Look here, several usually indicates an imprecise number that is not very large but is more than 2. I had seen her dash times before, a good number of times, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, that many times earlier than the times you were talking about this person, whosoever, girl it is. I had seen her dash times. Most times before is wrong, enough times before again, so go with several times. There were dash reasons for this. There were several reasons for this. Now if you try to fix any other word, most, enough reasons for this, so even enough goes right here. There were enough reasons for this means the situation could be anything. Maybe a person left a deal or a person left another person. So there were enough reasons means the cause or the, you can say, the reason of leaving that person or leaving that deal or dropping an idea were enough for taking this decision. Don't get confused and don't take my words in that way that the topic is very simple or you can say not worth reading. Actually there is no concrete explanation, children, for these words. When you learn a particular language, if you speak Hindi and if you use Hindi, there are many such times you promptly use them. You do not consider, you just take it that meaning is very much clear to the listener. So here also these words actually, if we talk about English language and if with these many years you have studied English, actually telling you the rules about both all also constraints me that how to sum up these basic things. That is how you will find that somewhere my sentences are broken and like that. The reason is that these words very promptly we have been using and never we have tasked our minds why we are using them. It's a matter of how much you read the books, how much you go through the English language while in the form of reading books and all, that makes you clear these ideas or these usages. So that is how my sentence go broken in between, because I find myself short of words to explain you further in a simplified form. So your task is to read what I have taught one time and while listening and watching the video again, you may mark the important things if you feel like that is really important and worth noting, and you will be solving the adjacent exercise. Most of them are having options in form of brackets here, so it won't be difficult. And any query or any part which is not done or anywhere which you have doubt, you may please upload your doubts in the Google Classroom. I'll be trying to reply them timely so that you do not carry on with your doubts. I hope it is clear, children. Read this part, the blue page, and solve the exercise on page 215. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.